If you're preparing for the IELTS speaking test and you're feeling really frustrated, you're not alone. There's actually one thing that could be holding you back from scoring that band 7, 8, or 9. And it's probably not what you're thinking. Most people worry about having the perfect grammar or finding the right words when they are responding to the examiner. But there's something that's actually even bigger that might be the real problem. And here's the good news, it's actually totally fixable. Asalaamualaykum, ladies. Stick with me for a few minutes because I want to discuss and show you exactly what it is and how exactly to fix this problem you're having so you can feel more confident on your IELTS speaking exam. Have you ever felt like your mind goes completely blank during the test? Or maybe you know the answers, but when it comes to time for your time to speak, you just completely can't find the right words to use? Trust me, this happens to so many of my students that I usually teach. But here's the thing. It's not because you don't know enough English. You actually know enough English. The main problem often is a lot more bigger. It's all about your mindset. I've actually worked with so many students in the past who felt nervous, anxious, froze up during their test, and guess what? They all had the vocabulary and grammar they needed in order to score a high band, but they were still struggling. And the main reason for this was because they were focusing too much on being perfect and giving perfect answers. And they weren't worried about just communicating confidently and clearly as possible. So let's be real. I don't know what to say. What if I forget all the words? What if I freeze up and I can't think of anything to say? I'm so scared of making mistakes. I don't know how to structure my answers. These are the same struggles I hear quite often from my students, and I just wanted to let you know that you're not alone in feeling this way. But here's what I want you to know. This mindset and how you think is what's stopping you from speaking at your best. So when you walk into that exam room, I want you to remember one thing. If you're feeling anxious, nervous, and worried about making mistakes, it actually affects everything. Your fluency, your ability to speak clearly, or how well exactly you communicate. So here's how to fix these issues. The good news is this is something you can actually work on. So instead of focusing on being perfect, I want you to start focus on expressing yourself clearly and naturally. Here's what you want to do. So instead of thinking, I can't find the right words to use, I want you to start saying to yourself, I can communicate with what I know. Or if you're worried about freezing up, I want you to flip it into, I'm going to speak as confident as I can and as clearly as I can. Or maybe if you're feeling scared, I want you to remind yourself, I've practiced enough and I'm ready to crush this IELTS speaking exam. Remember that you don't need to be perfect. What matters most is that you're communicating your ideas effectively, and I don't want you to use the fanciest words you're not comfortable saying or pronouncing, because pronunciation is a section you will be graded on. And speaking of practice, ladies, if you're looking to join a community where you will be able to practice your speaking, then you might find my IELTS Speaking Ladies Club really interesting. This ladies club is actually hosted over Zoom. I actually teach you ladies. We go over different IELTS speaking mock tests. I give you feedback and I give you any suggestions, tips on anywhere I think you can improve on. If you are interested in this ladies club, make sure you join down below. I've made it specifically for those of you who are stay-at-home moms, who have lots of responsibility of taking care of your children and maybe you want to learn English from home and you want to become that confident English speaker, check the description box down below. So on test day, I want you to shift your mindset. It's normal to feel anxious and nervous, but exactly how to control these feelings, these emotions are so important. So instead of letting these nerves control you, you need to control your own mindset. And here's what you do to manage them. So before the test, I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to find a quiet space where you will be able to feel a bit more comfortable. Pray 2 rakah nafal. Ask Allah to make it easy for you and tell yourself, I'm ready enough to crush this IELTS speaking exam. And I also want you to focus on expressing your ideas clearly rather than using fancy vocabulary words. You do not need to use advanced vocabulary. Speak at your own pace, and remember, it's okay to take a pause and think of your answers before responding to the examiner. And most importantly, guys, smile, right? Smile, sit up straight. This is a big problem a lot of students have, is they don't smile, and that's what shows your confidence. So remember, if you follow these tips and strategies I gave you, believe me, you can crush your IELTS speaking exam and you will feel a lot more prepared. It's all a mindset, guys. And if you need more help and you need to join a community, once again, check out my IELTS Speaking Ladies Club, because these are live sessions that I run myself. I am an English language professor here in Canada, and you can learn to be that confident English speaker that you always dreamt of from the comfort of your own home. Take care, ladies, and I hope to see you soon. Asalaamualaykum.